We are here. I'm very happy to be here with ya. We're gonna be talking about Annabelle tonight. We're gonna have Trisha from Echoes of Clarity. Hopefully, we're gonna have her on the panel so we can have a conversation about Annabelle and everything that she might know about the topic because she's very knowledgeable about the paranormal conversation. It's an honor for us to have her here with us today. And by the way, without further ado, let's give a round of applause to the one and only Echoes of Clarity. Big shout out, Trish. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are y'all?
Hey, thank you for being here. Please, a round of applause in the chat for Trisha. First time on the show. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it, Trish. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing amazing and gracious. A great topic today to talk about. The topic is Annabelle handler and paranormal investigator Dan Rivera found dead after a last sold out doll show tour. What you think about that, Trisha?
I honestly think that, which I always think somebody higher up is involved usually, but honestly, if you know things about spirit, like spirit can't hurt you. So, and the doll wasn't in the room, like they've confirmed that, but I think that it was done for the publicity of this, for the excitement of, well, it's not really exciting to me, but I'm saying though, people talking about it and stuff, and I think it was planned to be done. So I think somebody did it. I know they said it didn't look, of course they're going to say it doesn't look suspicious, but the show, I haven't checked the show. I haven't studied Annabelle too much, but I know of her. I know, the stories and stuff that they've been pumping up. So I think that this was somebody's plan because it will drive in more money, but that's just my opinion of it.
Oh, that's very interesting to me, and it's very important for me to know you take about that because you also a fellow content creator. You do different niches. You do true crime. You do spiritual. You do a lot of beautiful things with the tarot. We really like and appreciate your content here in this channel, though. So it's very important for us get your opinion on that, though. So, in my take on what you just specified on your first take. So you don't think any type of spiritual uh entity like the doll didn't do it?
No, now I will say this. I'm not sure who is involved in the Hollywood scenes, but they're all involved in, and I mean, religion is religion. So I know some people don't think that Satanism is religion or the Illuminati stuff, whatever they want to call it, is religion, but that is a type of religion. So I think that played a part in it just because it plays a part in all of what goes on in Hollywood pretty much. But it's planned to be done this way, I think, because if the man was healthy, they're probably going to say he died of a heart attack or something, this and that, this natural causes, just like Kim Porter, just different people that's died. But I'm sure that he didn't just all of a sudden start having problems, that it was somebody planned it, in my opinion. That's really what I get off of it. And they knew that people were going to go crazy about the doll, and that drives up more sales. So he looked pretty healthy to me. I mean, you can't see on somebody's inside, but um I just think that it was a plan, just a plan, like most of it is usually.
And in our nation, in the true crime community, we like to actually be very thoughtful and like I could tell that you are very analytical. You like to really have a thought about it before you even say anything, which we appreciate what you do in the for the true crime community. Um, when I was thinking about this particular topic, I saw the angle about the Annabelle Part Two, the trailer, the movie coming, the let's do a Netflix flick, let's do a series, because the topic is being hot for the past month. Actually, I got introduced to the topic by my daughter. Big shout out to Nelly Rose, because she came to me saying like, "Daddy, I think Annabelle is on the loose. I think she's out. And I'm like, babe, you're tripping. And she was like, Dad, I'm not tripping. Like she showed me on that, like she had done homework, research, news headline. Like I was impressed. I was like, you I was like, well, that's my daughter. So she was like, Daddy, in Texas, this and this and that. She literally broke it down to me, right?
Yeah, that somebody stole her. They said, which I mean,
Right.
that was probably a plan too. You know what I mean? Like, and you're right with the second movie coming out. Like I said, I haven't watched even the first one. Even though I do what I do, I don't like Chucky and stuff.
Right.
I had dolls, like I had that baby Heather doll. Y'all watch the thing on whenever Chucky come out, I threw that thing away because like, I don't do clowns because of it. But see, I'm not scared of people coming to me that have died. But these things that are doing this with this spirit stuff, they don't have a soul. So it is evil and demonic things. But there can also be evil and demonic people. So sometimes I don't even think that it's the doll that's possessed, it's the people that freaking own the doll or have possession over the doll at the time they're traveling with it. So,
Well,
um,
Trisha, I think we could agree in this one thing, right? And let me call you attention to the spiritual side of things, right? um on the topic of anything spiritual, right, is always the conversation about humans energizing a thought, and energizing a thought, they energizing whatever entity they thought of.
yeah,
So
it's
it's
all
like
about your
you
intention, like your intention of
right,
what you're doing with stuff.
it's like humans opening a door, like consciously or unconsciously, through the thought, the energy of whatnot, you know what I mean? But it's, can
Okay.
we agree that it's like humans energizing these entities?
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And that's a lot of people don't understand black magic. I didn't understand either. Like people are talking about Mickey Mouse and this and that. Yes, the Disney, there's a lot of evil things at Disney, but Mickey Mouse herself is not evil and Cinderella is make believe. That's not black magic. Black magic, in my opinion, is when you manipulate energy. Like if you want somebody's husband or something and you're trying to like it's all about your intention, and your intention makes it what side you're going to work with and work on. That's why all my protection is when I asked for it, I asked for protection. All we want is truth and honesty. I don't want anything dark. I don't want anything that is going to manipulate or, give me wrong information or give me different information. I try to make sure that it's always, even if it's not the best news, it's always for the for the good of everyone. The victim, whoever it is, their soul, and for everybody else. Anything we're not supposed to know, even if we want to know it, I don't want to know it. And that's the way I try to keep every intention that I have. And this is why I tell people everything I get is not always right. I've had a bunch of people, I do not remember what video it is because Kaylee's dad's coming out saying there was something shoved in her mouth with the Idaho 4. And I had said that because that's what I felt like, I think it was Xana and Ethan there. Kaylee and Maddie do come to me, but Xana and Ethan are stronger with me usually. But that was something that I had got either something over their head or something in their mouth. And everybody's like, oh my God, you were right. You were right. I don't exactly want to be right. There's a lot of times I don't want to be right. I didn't want to be right about Dylan. I didn't want to be right. I would rather have been wrong because, I would just rather have been wrong. But I think that a lot, when they start releasing this stuff, I think that there's going to be a lot of people that are questioning more now than we got. So I don't. That's why I don't think that's over. So somebody asked me that the other day too. I know I don't think this is going to be the end all be all because now I think there's going to be more questions whenever they can't. They may, but I don't think they're going to have enough proof to actually point toward either just him or him. And so all of that I think has to do with entities that are the same. Like it's all about an organization, a group, um the frats, the sororities. I don't think 20-year-olds did this. They may have helped do something, but I think I mean, I don't want to say call them professionals, but I think somebody that's done this before did this. So, common sense tells you that if they weren't screaming and they didn't stand in line to be deceased, there was more than one person. I think we'll find that out. Well, I don't know now without trial, but I think Ethan was held back as well. So,
What's your
but
opinion
that's what I was saying.
on what's your opinion on those details, as far as they came out from the Goncalves family on Kiely Goncalves having those type of wounds around her mouth area? I mean,
Well, I think
they said the face, it was like bad.
that what they're going to find out is, and I'm not saying y'all, I was not there. I get different. It is very confusing energy with Bryan sometimes. What I've come to conclude is I think he knows something. Do I think he took his phone in his car? Hell no. I mean, I thought that was stupid from the minute they said it. I was like, that's an idiot that he didn't do all that. Do I think somebody else could have been in his car taking his phone to Wawa Way Park? Anything's possible. Could he be completely innocent? He could be. Does he know something? He may. Um, I don't, I don't understand. I did say this. I will never be on a jury. I will never be able to pick for one because when the judge asked me, have I researched it? Yes, I have. Why? Because y'all take stuff out, or whoever takes stuff out that is very important. I live in Alabama. We have a death penalty, and I'm not sentencing somebody to death if there's other DNA at the crime scene, such as this, which is why I think he took a plea deal, because they took out his way to defend himself, because if they can't talk about the other DNA and they can't talk about another suspect, everybody's like, I don't understand why he would do that, because you're going to go in front of the firing squad because it only leaves you. And even though nothing else makes sense, it is a death penalty jury. It is 4 victims. It is a lot of emotions. And, they're not privy unless they've investigated. They're not privy to the information we have. And a lot of people, I didn't understand that until Richard Allen and this trial and Karen Reed. These are the first trials or court stuff I've ever watched. This stuff is wild to me.
Oh, very interesting cases indeed, though, because look at how that Karen Reed case became all about.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think she did that. I really don't, because I mean, it was just, I just don't. And, the thing is I get very upset because when people are lying under, like Ashley Jennings, I don't care what happens. That woman, I literally I'm called until I die. Till they do something, because that woman lied under oath. I don't care if Bryan's guilty, that's fine too. Whatever, he needs to go to jail, whatever. The woman lied under oath, and she makes my eye twitch anyway. Like, they're not. It's not just this case. They are not fighting for true justice, and whether it's our state or not, it's still our responsibility, because it could be any of us. The one reason I think this is not going to court too is that touch DNA is so iffy. That can be thrown out. That probably would be thrown out in an appeal. The good thing is they did not win it to where they could take this shit all the way and use touch DNA. Because if they had, everybody better buy gloves, because your touch DNA could be wherever. I mean, I don't think about before I touch something. You could put something in the garbage and somebody rip open a garbage in a house where they committed a crime, and somehow your garbage got there, and you've never been there. I mean, I told Heather Fitzgerald I was waiting on them to come up with mine and her touch DNA in Idaho. I was just waiting. I was like, it wouldn't surprise me. But
Talking about Heather, I haven't seen Heather for a while. Big shout out to Heather Fitzgerald. Big shout out to Twistle Sticks. Big shout out to Kane. Big shout out to Christine Nevada. Big shout out to the whole gang. How y'all doing? Keep it moving. Where's
I know
everybody?
Christy's in bed, and I've just moved, so I don't have my computer, so I haven't been streaming with her, but I will start. I'm going to start again next week. But
Talking
we,
about that, yeah, doing it. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're doing an amazing job. Let me tell you, very digestible, and it's very interesting topic. Very friendly though.
thank you. And we're going to do other cases, y'all, because I know that some people, like, this was a big case, and this case is important to me because I never did tarot, and I had to go down a 2 year of questioning who I was, what this world was, and everything else. And so the 4 victims will always be special because they are the first ones I connected with to do something to help. And so this case will never go away for me, and it's never going to go away till we have full justice anyway. It's just not. But yeah, it's brought people together and it's brought people fighting. But I just tell everybody, remember, most of us all want the same thing, and that's justice, true justice. The only question I have with people that think he's guilty is like, why don't you have any questions about anything else that's messed up going on? And I think I don't think Steve did stuff on purpose, y'all. I think that he was manipulated by the state and lied to, and we're learning that. They told him a lot of stuff, and I think when it comes out that I think they'll have questions. But Kaylee's mama, like, literally believed it because they told her. And she was like, I asked them to swear to me. They know, and they did. And so they shouldn't have done that because that's somebody's mama. And the only hope she has is to believe they have the right person because that's her kid. So I try to show leniency. I don't agree with everything they do, but I don't know what I would do. I mean, my mama would be under the jail because she would have just blew up the whole town if she was alive. If I was me, she was alive and she would have. That's just her. But I just try to tell everybody to remember that, it's everybody handles everything different. And some people cry on camera. Some people don't. Some people don't show emotion at all until they're by themselves. Some people can't cry at all because they're mad. They're still stunned. There's so much shock in it. It's very hard. I've cried for the four. I don't know them as far as I didn't know them before,
Right.
but I cry, at people because they'll tell me, you just don't like the victim. Why? Because I'm saying what I'm getting in these cards. No, I try not to have an opinion. Bryan Kohberger looks scary to me because the media made him look scary to me. So we all have that perception, even though we try not to. That's why I don't watch news and stuff because I didn't know Nancy, Grace, and all them lied until this past 3 years. Like, I didn't know they did all the stuff they did. So I was it kind of threw me for a loop for a little bit because I was like, wow, like, what is going on? How much have they lied to us about? And so that makes me investigate everything because I need an answer or I'm not okay. I have to know why about everything. So
Actually, Trisha, I want to take this little time to shout out Skits website, Crime Shows. I want to send a shout out to Debbie Ann. Thank you so much. I want to send a shout out to Amy Conway. I want to send a very special shout out to Crystal Amber. And she was asking for Twistle and the whole gang. Big shout out to be for being here, Debbie. Thank you so much. I think that'll be everybody right now on the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Very small group, but very potent. Very interesting group of great people in the chat having great conversations. Thank you so much, Trisha, also for being here tonight having great conversations. Trisha, due to the fact that you here with us today, I think there is more than what it meets the eye. I think there is more than what it meets the eye. Far as I believe that you might even feel or understand where I'm about to get into far as the true crime conversation. Now we're talking about Annabelle. Now we also having a great conversation about the Idaho 4, which in my opinion is very, very in depth because your take is I'm sitting here pleased and joyful listening to you take about the Idaho folk because there's so many angles that we could take from that, and they are all honest angles. You feel me? Because even though whoever listens to it is gonna be people somewhere out there that they're gonna disagree with it, and it's gonna people out there that the majority like us here in this channel that we're gonna say like, "Yo, that's dope to hear that." That's something that we could take with us and probably go back to it and have a little homework about it and might have like something productive a upcoming conversation about it, which we appreciate you takes on the Idaho 4 case. That was a surprise to me. Thank you so much. I'm over here doing I'm doing over here my sea walking. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Trisha, for giving us those nuggets and let us pick your mind.
yes, sir. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna jump down. But if y'all have questions or whatever for me, I will be in and out of chat. And then also, I haven't done a video in a while, and it'll probably be like a couple of weeks. But um, if y'all, because I had somebody asking me which ones were what, y'all, I don't know. Y'all just have to go through the videos. Like most of them are labeled pretty good, and it tells you, you know, what they are, to go back to find whatever. But some of them are long, some of them are not. But I try to do them where they're not as long. But if there's any other crimes y'all want me to look into, just leave me a comment, shoot me an email, or even if you want to ask Jrod, and Jrod can send me a email or whatever. It don't matter.
That'll be amazing. And Trisha, please, before you go, we want to thank you for being here with us tonight, and hopefully we have many more visits, because actually we'd love to enter in more details within your thoughts in the Idaho folk.
Okay, and I will get with you. Just let me know, Jrod, and then or Christy, she can message me or whatever, or I will shoot you my phone number in this chat, so that way you can text me or whatever if you need to.
Thank you, though. I appreciate you guys, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause to Echoes of Clarity. Thank you so much, Trisha. I appreciate you. Hopefully, we get to have great more conversations in the upcoming live stream. Thank you so much. So, guys, we're gonna get back to the Annabelle conversation while we here enjoying Trisha's presence, and we get to get some info here in the private chat and whatnot. I want to send another shout out back again to Skits, Amy Conway. Crystal Amber just pop up again. She says, sorry, my phone died. Mayday, mayday, battery's bad. No good, no bueno. Big shout out. Big shout out to Debbie. Debbie here. Thank you so much, very so much appreciated. Thank you for giving me your time and having great conversations. Guys, listen, it's an honor to have Trisha here with us. I wish we could have Heather Fitzgerald, Christian, and Kane, Twizzle. You know what I'm saying? Have everybody on the panel having great conversations, because this is all great, amazing people that have very, very deep thoughts about true crime cases. And here in this channel, this is friends of the channel that we appreciate their presence every time they come to the chat, giving us love and support and great time and conversation while we in the chat. Big shout out to Trisha, guys. A round of applause to Trisha. Thank you so much for being here. Echoes of Clarity. Please make sure everyone go subscribe to her channel. Let me real quick. Let me do a little production here. Let me fix this is live right now. You are listening to Jrod on Point. We talking today's topic. Annabelle Handler, paranormal investigation. Dan Romero found dead after last sold out Doll Show tour. It was great to have a little bit of a Idaho folk conversation here. That was good. That was refreshing to listen to a great conversation. That was very cool to have Trisha here with us today. That was very amazing. Big shout out to Echoes of Clarity. How everyone doing in the chat? We're gonna get to it. I think that it's very interesting that in this conversation about Annabelle, I want to listen to a documentary that I seen the other days. I want to play here with I'm gonna skip the commercials and stuff, but I want you to pay attention. Big shout out to Debbie. Debbie asks, let me see here. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm running late. Debbie said, Jrod, what's your time zone? Eastern though. Eastern United States. We in Ohio. I'm on Eastern time. Eastern. Yeah, very, very appreciated having Trisha here with us today. That was amazing though. So ladies and gentlemen, let's have Big shout out to Amy Conway. She said here in Costa Rica is 11:13. Big shout out. Let's listen a little bit. I want to really listen to this documentary, and of course, I'm gonna pause it. So of course, we don't want to get stricken. We don't want to get strike. So we're gonna do the due diligence and the YouTube hemisphere. You know, fair content, fair view, and all these other good content creation stuff. Big shout out to YouTube. Okay, okay. So let's listen to this Annabelle documentary, because I want people to, for those that don't know about what we're about to talk about, and then we're gonna listen to a little news headline and stuff like that. We already got Echoes of Clarity Trish. We already got her take about it, and we're gonna have a little longer extended conversation about it for those that are very interested about the topic, like myself. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Let's start.
When a young woman receives a birthday gift of a doll from her mother,
Oh, a birthday gift from mama, mama. Let me not start. Amy Conway, I think you could feel it in the air. Where I'm gonna go. You, hold on, let me stop. Woo! It's in the air and about to start. Yeah, come on. Yeah. All right, listen. I'm not trying. Listen, I'm trying to control myself. This is why. Listen, mine. Listen, mine. Hold on. It's a reason why I don't have the camera turned on. Because I'm about to wild out. Hold on, let me get to the chat. Stop. It's kids. Debbie. Amy. Hold on, let me not forget. Hold on. Crystal. Right. I cannot forget Crystal. If you've been around the show and if you know Jrod on point, you know I'm about to wild the fuck out. Stop. For me to do what I'm about to do today with the camera turned on, it has to be big money involved. For me to do it with the camera turned on, it has to be some Paramount movie like Annabelle Part Two and shit, like type of like, for me to turn on the camera and speak and talk and do and be and act and say what I'm gonna say, bars. You see, like right now, it's a little bit too expensive. It's for free though, like because I got you. Like, listen, this is for the low low, like in the block, like 2 for 3 and 3 for 2. Like, it's just fuck it. I don't care. I gotta get rid of it. I got content for the low low. Listen, uh, this is why the camera is not turned on. All right, because I'm on one of those moods that I'd rather y'all to listen to me than look at me, because it's too expensive. Like, it's just too expensive. Like, listen, Amy, Spanglish is off the hook, okay? Amazing, tremendo, es tremendamente amazing. That's Spanglish right there. Fuck with me. I told you I got content for the low low. I'm not trying to do this tonight, but I have to. Hold on, and I'm just running late on the chat. Like, I'm just over here with the same comment for a minute. I got content for the low low. Listen, I got wholesale content for the low low. So I'm gonna shut off the camera. I'm gonna shut off the camera so me and you could talk. Cause guess what? I wish Lucy was here, cause we need to talk. All right, so ta. I already edited the video of one of those live streams that I already clipped. Like, listen, I got content for the Lolo coming for cheap. Listen, I'm not even monetized. Hold on, now that I'm saying that, let me, if we're gonna make a joke, might as well make a joke, make the joke right, right? All right, hold on, let's do this. All right, hold on. Jrod is demonetized, right? Do you know that Jrod on point is demonetized, right? So, all right, cool. If we're gonna crack a joke, right, might as well crack my joke real quick about myself. Real quick. Demonetized. Boo hoo, wah, wah, wah. Listen, I still get donations. Thank you. Hold on, let's get back to. Oh shit. Should I pick this one? Oh, this one. Ooh, no. It looks like she was carrying me. Ah, Lord Jesus, no. Uh, you see, this is why the camera is shut off. It's shut off for a reason. Shut off. All right, let's get back to the show. Big shout out to everyone watching. It's Jrod on Point. You are listening to Mademoiselle B. I am him. Big shout out to everyone. Let's get back to the show. 1 second, please. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so big shout out to everyone in the chat. So this is a birthday gift. Hold on. Stop.
When a young woman receives a birthday gift of a
Nah. Stop. Why? Hold on. No. Hold on. I'm looking through the chat. I think. Am I? Hold on. Am I the only one here? Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Listen, press 1 if you're here. Stop. If this is a birthday gift from stop. No. Hey, why we starting like this? Why you gotta go there? Like listen, what we gotta messed up? What we gotta messed up a birthday? I'm hold on. You see, this is why I shut off the camera, because all these hand movement and animation and all this other shit that I do when I talk like this. Listen, it's too expensive. I want to give it to you for the low for free. This is all I could give you, because everything else is more entertainment and it's more like Hollywood like, but I cannot do it. Yeah, know me. Listen, when I'm on my radio shit, I'm on my bullshit. I'm on my radio shit. Big shout out to everyone on my podcast. You know what I'm saying? I let loose when the mic is off. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it hit different when Jrod on point has the camera show off. Listen, I have made more views with my camera showed off with the camera turned on. It's like people see my face, they run away. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it funky, though. Big shout out to everyone watching this Jrod on point. Thank you so much for everyone that is here. Why we got to mess that all up? Why we got to mess a poor little girl, and I don't mean poor in the bad way, but a young child. You are going to give her a doll, right? Right? Who knows the story? Who in the chat? Who knows the story? Because the first impression that I get is like, "I it's a birthday, it's your birthday, it's your birthday." And then it's like, okay, a doll, hey, a toy here, and to not get into too much because I want to listen to what's going on, right? Skid said that he or she know the story. Big shout out. I'm not no disrespect. Big shout out to Skid's website. Crime show. Big shout out. I'm gonna have to subscribe though. Hold on. Let me go. Hold on. Let me take a look real quick. You know what? I'm gonna subscribe to you real quick. Yeah. We're gonna do that. I'm subscribed to Skits. Make sure everyone go and subscribe to Skits. I'm subscribed to you, Skits website. Big shout outs to you. Thank you for being here. Very so much appreciated. Please, everyone, go and subscribe to Skits and Amy Conway, Debbie Ann, and make sure y'all subscribe to Crystal Amber and please some echoes of clarity. Also, big shout out to Trish. So, this was a birthday gift. A raggedy. Okay, let's you see. Uh, it's a doll, right? It's like a birthday gift turned into an urban legend. Because again, we of course we are not gonna disrespect the thought of Annabelle. Like we are not gonna give Annabelle that bad energy. Because listen, I wanna keep it funky. All right. I wanna keep it funky. This is me, I myself, moi, c'est la vie. Um we are not about to disrespect Annabelle or her story. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that here. Listen, she sound like she too from the street, too from the hood, all right? Let's just keep it funky though. We're not gonna do that here in this block. We're not gonna sit here and be like, Annabelle, this, Annabelle, that, like on the left type of shit. Could you see? You know what I'm saying? Because from what we hear, listen, word on the street is that Annabelle spin twice, round around and back with two sticks, and he's on site. I'm just saying that's the word on the streets from Annabelle. So we are not gonna do that here in this channel because we're gonna keep it funky. We're gonna keep it 100. Listen, big shout out to Annabelle. All right, but we we are not gonna disrespect Annabelle here. I totally, I totally respect everyone. Be like, well, I don't believe in the story. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that this is real. Listen, man, I have done my homework, okay? And I respect everyone that don't want to believe in whatever they don't want to believe. And all we hear is all fun and jokes until someone gets hurt. And it's not gonna be me. Okay? I got wife and kids, great mother-in-law. That we are not, I'm saying, big shout out and it hit different. We are not gonna disrespect Annabelle story here. We are not about to do that. I'm saying. So She ain't no coward though. For those that don't know, I get goosebumps when I'm saying what I'm saying. She ain't no coward. That's the word on the streets. But Annabelle, this young spirit trapped in the field, trapped in limbo. It's no way up, it's no way down. You in limbo. Heaven has not come and claimed you. Hell has not come and claimed you. You just here in your spirit form. Let me talk to you. So if you trap in your spirit form, there's no way up, there's no way down. It's a lot of pain, suffering, anger, frustration, apocalyptical thoughts, hope for destruction. And you found your way out. If that's what we got here, that this one child spirit in pain had the opportunity to live a different life. If this is what we got here, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to everyone that is here. Very appreciated. I want to get in tune with you in the chat, but also I want to get in tune with the topic. I want to get in tune without getting into too dark. I want to get in tune with the vibe. Some people call it channel up. Some people call it like, Jrod, you fucking tripping, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm tripping. Are you here to listen to me trip? Let's all trip together. You are listening to Jrod on Point. Thank you so much, everyone that is here. It's gonna be a great topic to develop, and I think y'all heard the lore that I'm trying to bring for this topic. I'm trying to be here for a while with you, talking about Annabelle and the whole story. They end up having the sad unfortunate death of Dan Rivera, a paranormal investigator. That it was Annabelle's handler. It was the only human that dare to handle Annabelle. I hope that you here to have the conversations that we want to have. As the topic, everybody's very so much appreciated to the conversation. Thank you so much for being here. I'm gonna get to the chat. I'm gonna get to the chat. I know I'm running late. I know. Big shout out to Crystal Amber. Thank you so much. Hey, my birthday was the 16th on Wednesday. Big shout out and happy belated birthday to Crystal Amber. Happy birthday to you. Big shout out. Kids in the building. Big shout out, big shout out. Feliz cumpleaños. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Crystal. Happy birthday to you. Bam. Big shout out. Debbie said, here just listening. I'm trying to fall asleep. I don't think that's gonna happen, Debbie. Debbie said, I'm going to heaven for sure. Big shout out. Yeah, you're not going to fall asleep. I'm telling you, today's topic is too spicy. Is too like I'm a man. You see, I'm trying to keep it PG-13 today, some way somehow. But I think a Curse of Two is gonna come out of nowhere. I'm trying to be YouTube friendly because listen, if we could at some point get to a, you know what I'm saying, a $10 million contract, I don't know, Hollywood, Paramount. I'm saying, so sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, especially when you got wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? I need to buy my wife a house soon, ASAP. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, as a man, I gotta do what I gotta do. You understand me on that? So yes, big shout out to everyone in the chat. We're gonna keep it funky. We're gonna keep it legit today. We talking about Annabelle's story and the unfortunate death of Dan Rivera. Okay, so let's get to the story. This was a birthday going left when Annabelle, the toy, before even was Annabelle, was given to a young child.
Doll from her mother. She is first elated, believing it to make a wonderful companion. But when the doll begins to move on its own,
Stop, stop, stop. So Annabelle, on early stage of her how can we call it, first material possession, if we could call that, because material far as the toys is material, and is being possessed by the spirit of the young little girl. So in her transition from the spiritual to the material, she was able to handle her the toy body, because you see, spirits could develop into demons, in my opinion. I think my understanding is not far fetched because, again, we don't know nothing. If you get my drift. But with the question that I want to start the conversation in the chat is like, if it was so easy for you to get rid of the doll that you gave it to the institute, and you end up with no consequences, you didn't die right after, you just move on with your life, and you didn't have no condemnation and no nothing, like you was free from that spiritual entity with no type of consequences. So if it was that easy for you to resolve and finish the problem, why it took you so long? Was you in tune to the macabre, to the occult? Did you try to play with Satan and you end up not liking the game? The question is, why was so easy to get rid of Annabelle and you didn't die? She didn't came back to get you. She had the chance. She had the opportunity. What was the reason why you didn't die? Why Annabelle spared your life? Was it because you was the opportunity? Was it because Annabelle appreciated you and you part and you play in her being here. And as we speak, as we talking with much respect to Annabelle, I hope y'all know there is some weird things going on as we speak. And I could see it. I could see I could see what's happening. And this is why I told you from the very beginning that we are not gonna sit here and disrespect her story. You know? Let's see if in the chat we could give Annabelle some good wishes for her to rest in peace. What about that? Did anyone thought about, because I see Crystal energy, I see Amy energy, Debbie energy, and it's all correct. Skits is all good and gravy. Why won't we wish the thought and the story of Annabelle to some way somehow find her way to heaven? No one know if that might be the real problem, because I think we all know in the story that they had the chance. We all know in the story, do the homework that we have done, they had the chance, they had the opportunity to reject the material possession of the doll, and they could have freed her, which she could have been in heaven long time ago. Do y'all know the story of Annabelle? Let's see if we which Annabelle hopes and probably the opportunity of I don't know. People don't understand sometimes spirits. Sometimes they just don't care. Have someone or anyone asked themselves, like, after you die, will you care about me? Sometimes I wonder if after I'm dead, you are going to miss me. Sometimes love is all it takes to find your way. Sometimes love is the gate to heaven. I don't know, you tell me. Let's listen to the story because I have a lot to talk to you, and we're going to develop this conversation, and hopefully you have time today to talk to me. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. We're talking about Annabelle the doll today. Big shout out and hit different. You're listening to Jrod on Point.
It soon reveals its malevolent nature. It will take the expertise of renowned demonologists and priests to help free them from the entity that now infests their lives. Will they make it out alive before it's too late? This is the untold story of Annabelle, the demonic doll of Connecticut. And this story just may make you think twice about your keepsakes.
And you know what? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, if, like, why get in there? I don't know if y'all get my drift. I don't know if y'all get my drift. Why you like to play with something that is a listen, it's certain things that we are fully aware that Jesus allows. Like everything that it happens on earth is for a reason. Like we is no coincidences, right? And everything and anything that it happens on earth, good or bad, is allowed by Jesus. Okay? It wouldn't happen if Jesus wouldn't allow it, and everything has a reason for it. It's for you to find the reason. It's for you to get to understand the why of everything and accept it. Jesus already gave you the word, right? Do you think that he have to do anything else? He already saved us, right? You think that Jesus has anything else? He have anything else to do to save you? I think at this point, whoever wanna be saved gonna have to save themselves. If anyone wanna go to heaven, you have to crash your own key for the gates of heaven for you to be able to be allowed by San Pedro to even to touch the gate. Because you crafted your own key to enter to the gates of heaven, right? So we could all agree or disagree that we all heard about ghost stories. We all heard about the paranormal. It is so many stories out here in the world, around the world. Is not just in the United States of America. This is a topic that is worldwide, internationally, everywhere around the world. Is always a paranormal conversation. So if in something that we could all agree that when we're talking about humans, you also have to talk about the spiritual side of things. Because again, we are a spiritual entity. We are all a spirit, as is a spirit inside of you. And the body's the cocoon for those slow in the back room. You do not live, breathe, talk, nothing that you not you your bones, your meat, your flesh, your ligaments, if it doesn't get energized by the spirit within, your flesh ain't shit. The body is the shell. When you are listening to me, you're listening to my voice of my inner spirit. When I have the camera turned on, you see my spirit in the outside. That's why when you look at my eyes, you could feel me. I just got to look at you for you to understand. I don't even have to speak. It's a human understanding. This is why I always tell ya we are all interconnected because we are all spirits. Sometimes you don't even have to talk to someone for you to get their drift and just feel and peep their flow. That's the human connection. When you could forecast very well a total stranger, when you could get the vibe and you could dig the flow of a total stranger. That's what is called first impression. Hopefully we are all on the same page by now. Big shout out to everyone watching. It's Jrod on point.
Our story begins in 1970. 25-year-old Deirdre Bernard has recently moved into her first apartment with her two friends, an engaged couple named Laura Clifton and Cal Randell. Her mother had
Yeah, big shout out to Debbie. Yes, energy never dies. Big shout out. This kid said you won't have the power to fight. Big shout out. Big shout out to Skids. Amy Conway, our body's a shell. And it's true, Debbie. Energy never dies though. Is you know. Crystal said my energy has died today a couple of times. Listen, Barry Low. Barry Low. Listen, is not even no need no one to charge. Big shout out to Crystal. Thank you so much for being here. Very so much appreciate it. Big shout out.
bought her a gift for her birthday.
Oh, I wanted to say that apartment building where these people moved in, right? It seems that the spirit was trapped. The spirit was trapped on that field for whatever reason in the past or whatnot. Like again, I guess you know what I'm saying. We don't want to get into too much details, but we will. Anyway, y'all fill up the blanks. But long story short, the spirit end up being like haunting the apartment building, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but she found her way to the door, and it seems that everything it was just right for her to have a whole new life and actually be able to affect humans' life in a negative or positive way. Because if you ask me, we have heard only the bad side of the story. Has anyone even imagined if it was any good in Annabelle? Like my question here is a reason why they kept Annabelle for so long, but some way, somehow, everything went left. But it's a reason why you kept Annabelle for so long. It had to be some kind of benefit for you to even deal with that type of situation in hand. Agree or disagree in the chat. Big shout outs.
and hoped that it would keep her daughter's spirits up and spread joy to her new home as she pursued her education in nursing.
So the intention of giving this doll, it was like some kind of companionship to lift her spirit or whatnot. What about Annabelle? That's exactly what she wanted. This was her only way to get the affection. What about if Annabelle thought that her entering this doll body, she would have got accepted, taken care of, loved, sheltered, and attended as any other child? But they always still looked at her as a doll. So if you could see that I could move, I could talk to you because you could hear me, and I don't even have to move my lips. If you see that I could walk, point, dance, fly, teletransport, smack you in your face, probably make you laugh, why would you play with me? Or actually, why won't you play with me? Why, if you see that I'm just trying to be a child, Why you treat me and look at me as I'm just a doll? Would I be in the way that Annabelle felt through her early stages of transformation? Talk to me in the chat. Big shout outs.
Deirdre loved the gift, finding its rosy red cheeks with hair to match to be a fun companion for her new journey in life. Shortly after admiring her new doll, she placed it on her bed with its arms and legs out. For the next several days, it became routine for Deirdre to come home from her studies, spend time with the doll, and then place her back in the exact same position with its arms and legs out on her bed.
So what you think that when they were spending time, what you think that means?
Oddly,
Like what when because in my opinion, okay, in my opinion, spending time with Annabelle like that, having conversations, talking to her, again, energizing her presence in the doll, the love and the way her owner talked to her, the affection that she felt from her owner, the the vibe, the energy, the love, the attention, the wishing, the wishing that you was real. This is something that we all need to talk about because that's a way and form of energizing a being, inviting the being to become real. You doing a little bit of black magic yourself because you just have to feel the presence inside of the doll, especially if you already have some kind of understanding understanding of the spiritual and the macabre. I think on early stages of your conversation with Annabelle, you knew that it was something there. Did you watch the doll tearing? Did you spoke to the doll with so much love that in a way that you understood that it was a spirit in there? Was you watching the doll cry? Talk to me in the chat. Did you find out that it was something there and you exploited it to make it come out? Make it think that it was okay, that she was about to be loved and attended? Like if you could just move and tell me that you in there, if you could just talk to me, if you could just hug me. And I don't know. In my opinion, soon as she got her very first hug from Annabelle, she freaked the fuck out. In my opinion.
however, after the first several days of this new routine, the young woman began to notice that something wasn't quite right. Every morning, she would lay her doll back on her bed before heading to school, with its arms and legs stretched out. Yet every night upon her return, she would find the doll in different positions. Sometimes the doll's legs would be crossed, and other times its arms. And as the days went on, it would even start to be seen in different parts of her room, oftentimes
So as we could see, as we could see in my understanding. And again, yes, I totally agree with you, Amy Khan, where curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity killed the cat. You know that I mean, sometimes you don't even have to have too much of a spiritual understanding for you to feel a presence. You know, you get goosebumps. You is a presence will announce themselves, and you'll know when a presence is on site. Curiosity killed the cat. So that now Annabelle is giving you signals that your wishes might be granted. That Annabelle, through your energy, due to that, that's what you want and you request, that's what you inviting, that you wish that she was real. Now she's showing you, due to your energy and your wishes and what she believing from you, her energy increased to levels that now she's able to handle her dull body. So now you're getting all the signals that now something spiritual, 9 times out of 10, the first thing that you are going to think is something demonic. And if you inviting the force and you actually, like Amy said, you curiosity is allowing you energy to feed a beast, to feed what you think is a beast, but it being probably looked at and understood by humans as a demonic entity, and probably is all misunderstood, because this is just probably a child in pain that it was being lied to. Did anyone thought or even care to think like that? Again, and I repeat, did anyone ever thought that she only wanted to be loved and she thought this was the way to be back to be human, be loved, considered, attended as a human, and not being seen, looked at, and treated as a rag doll? Did anyone ever thought about that though? I'm just saying, like, I'm just another human being letting my thoughts fly. I just want to talk to you. Again, the beautiful people in the chat, I want to tease a conversation for those that actually has an understanding about the whole story of Annabelle. This is my only way to show you homework. This is the only way to show that in any topic that I talked about, I do my homework. So I only wonder, is Annabelle misunderstood, or she was just another demon? You tell me. Talk to me at the chat, and whenever you watch the replay, talk to me in the comments. Big shout outs.
Times with its arms pointed outward. But Deirdre's room would not be its only.
Oh, she pointing. So the doll is pointing out, like, listen, out, out. So it got to the point that she got to control her body to a point that to show you and teach you, like, yo, take me out. Yo, let's go out. Take me out of this room. Let's go out. Let's continue.
Occupied space. The doll would begin to be found in various positions all over the apartment. And Deirdre wasn't the only person who was witnessing these bizarre.
So another confirmation that she didn't want her to be treated like a doll is her moving around the house like, yo, why you keep me in this room? Like, you see that I could move it, like, get me out the room. Like, let's chill. You know what I mean? Why you just gotta leave me in this room? You know what I mean? I could move. I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to carry me. We could just walk wherever, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, like letting more than one person see, hear, feel her presence. Like it's like, well, you got me here, right? Like, why we don't kick it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why I mean, I thought that if I come here and I show you that, what I mean, like, you could look at me as I'm human. You know what I mean? Like, you said that you wanted to talk to me, we could talk. You wanted a hug, you want a hug? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't eat, I don't drink, but we could hang out. I mean, I don't have to talk to you in front of people. I just could act like a doll as long as you acknowledge me, and you know what I'm saying? Like, we keep it funky. Just saying. Give me the reason of, like, yeah, you brought me here. This is what you wanted, and now that you have it, why I'm being treated a certain way, which is just gonna piss me off. Don't you think that he could get there? Oh, you think that just because I'm a spirit inside of a doll, you cannot get clapped? All right, cool. That's what you think about me? Let's continue.
Manifestations. Her two roommates would seem to bear witness to them as well. One evening, Deirdre returned home with her roommate Laura, who was also a trainee nurse at the time, and her fiancé Cal. Upon opening the door to their apartment, they would find the doll kneeling before them in a chair, facing the door, as if
Then you got the message that day. Then you got the message that day. She's not just showing you, but skits. That's what she had to do to prove to everyone that, listen, I beg you to get me the fuck out this house. Listen, what else I gotta do? I'm here in this chair on my knees, begging you to get me out the fuck out of this house. What else I gotta do? Like, what else I gotta do for you to take me up on consideration? Like, listen, like, this shit could get real quick. I'm here being nice. I'm a doll, which I'm a little human, a child within the doll, which I'm growing inside of this doll. And it's not very uncomfortable in the way y'all treating me when y'all know that it could get real in this bitch. Just saying. So I'm gonna be humble. I'm gonna keep it for real, because you know what I'm saying? I like you though. I like you though. It's a reason why I'm here, because I like you though. I'm on my knees begging, I'm begging you to love me. God damn it. Would you just pay attention to me? I'm just saying shit could get real. Like, it's either the good way or the bad way. I don't know. Listen, if you get me here for no fucking reason, you're wasting my time. I could be somewhere else doing something else. And you playing with my emotions, like with my spiritual emotion. Like, you might think I'm stupid. This bitch might think that I'm playing. Hold on. Hold me back, goddammit. Hold me back. Who the fuck you talking to? Do you know what's my name? The A to the N to the N to the E to the B to the E to the L to the A to the E. It's Ghost. Connecticut in this bitch. Bang, bang. They call me Annabelle from the block. If you see the rocks that I got, I'm so Annabelle from the block. Sometimes I make a little, sometimes I make a lot. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people like to play games with the spiritual world. Sometimes humans don't understand the spirits due to that they are the energy. Why it's so hard to believe that a spirit won't have love or hate within their energy? Because we cannot say, within their hearts, because spirit don't have a heart, but it has the energy of love, the energy of hate, the energy of discernment and understanding. Like, don't you think that the spirit still be thinking like, yeah, spirit is not human form, but is, do you think it's gonna be any change or in a way that we will think as a human, that in a way we will think as a spirit? Do you think it's any type of difference between it? I'm just saying. I think that if people will give spiritual entities, spiritual energies, and even some demonic entities, you give them their proper respect, they leave you the fuck alone. I do know that. I learned that from my grandmother. Don't ask too many details. But I learned that from my grandmother. How bad is the entity or the spirit of the demonic principality that you feel at the moment when you being not attacked but approached? Because you as a human, you're gonna feel it. As soon as you feel the approach, if you have discernment and understanding of what you're facing, the proper respect is due, and a great prayer to our Lord Jesus Christ to intervene in the approach. That demon will be handled accordingly, and respect is going to be shown. And the respect to a demon is shown when you don't approach the demon, you approach Jesus. You talk, you pray to Jesus. You do not never direct your conversation to a demon. It's nothing to talk about with a demon. The demon is there for one reason and one reason only, and is destroy you, your life, and everyone around you. So whenever you feel that demonic spirit and you feel that snake around you, you talk to Jesus, you pray to Jesus, you have conversations with Jesus, and Jesus will handle that ASAP, pronto, finito, caput. Those that don't know, but again, I'm a sinner. I recognize my sins, but I also recognize the Lord Jesus Christ is my Savior. And to deal with the occult, to deal with the dark, to play with fire, the only way you could do that is being protected by the main source, the only one. People don't understand how can you be so unholy and be so close to him. People don't get it. But in my opinion, so far within the conversation, I think that Annabelle is being misunderstood. And I think that all the bad stuff that it happened after probably wouldn't happen if the situation with Annabelle would have got handled a little different. It's just in my opinion. Let's continue.
If it had been waiting for them to return. This not only scared everyone, but especially Deirdre, because she knew for a fact that as per her routine, that she had placed the doll on her bed that very morning. It had inexplicably moved on its own. To try and make sense of all this, they moved the doll and then tried to reposition it back into its original kneeling stance, the same one they had seen when initially walking through the door. But each time they tried to replicate the position, due to the design of the doll, this proved impossible. The movement of the doll, as well as its position now, left the trio at a loss for words.
But of course, I don't know if y'all have seen. I don't know if in the past y'all seen, like, those pretty rag dolls. You know what I mean? They have it at the stores and stuff like that. Um, their material is fluffy. Is really is no really no structure to it. So if you would have put one of or tried to put one of those dolls on their knees, it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen unless you have a stand for it. And again, coming back to your home, and you see now that this doll is not just moving around the house, but then now he's taking posture, rather not just in front of you, but in front of your friends and fiance. Like I think at this point things are starting to go left. I think that what it could be probably a good relationship between a human and the paranormal. I think that this was the point of no turning back. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I believe at this point, the doll being on her knees, I think this was like her last stand to see if the humans would understand finally, in my opinion. Let's continue.
The only conclusion they could draw from the situation was that some kind of force was manipulating the doll. Deirdre would place the doll back in its normal position on her bed for the night, but this experience would be far from the last for all of them. Just several days following the previously mentioned happening, a new phenomenon began to manifest. Little notes, written in pencil on parchment paper, began to be found randomly throughout the apartment.
Okay. So now, Skid said correct. I think she was hoping that they would change and finally love her. You see, that's very understandable. It's very understandable to think like that, though. Again, we're giving the spiritual topic the benefit of the doubt. You understand me? Like, again, a lot of people not gonna understand this type of conversation because they probably not in tune with the spiritual side of things, right? But again, if we're gonna give the spiritual world respect and at least the consideration of the benefit of the doubt, this comment is correct, because it's not far-fetched to think that this spiritual entity is a possibility, that the whole reason why the whole thing came all about was out of love. You know what I mean? Because if we're going to talk about humans energizing spiritual entities, right? If we're really going to acknowledge that us humans energize spiritual entities, or the thought of the spiritual entity end up becoming realistic in full expression, is out of the energy that it comes from the human being in our proximity, from the interaction with that human, or we whatever humans are in her surroundings. So I say that to say this, to get to a point that now we having notes. Now Annabelle is leaving you notes. What's the reason for it? Talk to me on the chat.
And at random times, the messages included such phrases as help us,
It says help us. Okay. One of the notes was help us. What else?
help Cal,
Help cow. Hold on. Let's play that again.
such phrases as help us or help Cal.
So help us. That's plural. Plural. So is she speaking about herself as a legion? Yeah, no, those they know what I'm talking about. Is Annabelle speaking about herself as a legion of all the souls within the same situation? A legion of spirits, demonic entities at some point that are all over the world. And even though it is what it is, they still asking for help. So long story short, Annabelle is doing nothing but asking for help, telling her, help, Kyle. Like, dude, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Help me. Why wouldn't you think of having a by heart to heart prayer? A prayer for forgiveness, a prayer for understanding, a prayer for discernment, a prayer for Annabelle to find a way to get to heaven. She's asking you, begging you on her knees for help. Why could it be so hard to understand that she just wanted help? Let's continue.
But despite the message's urgent requests for help, no one was able to figure out just what they were referring to. because none of them were experiencing an urgent situation, including Cal. And we
Or let's say no one even care to think of Annabelle the doll as like, yo, should we see like what can we do to you know what I mean? Try to make it better. Like do the spirit in this doll just need a prayer? Just need some respect, some understanding? What about a simple understanding of that a prayer, heart to heart prayer, probably would be enough. Let's continue.
weirder still, none of them kept parchment paper or pencils. This realization just further deepened the mystery that was now unfolding before their very eyes. At first, they believed that possibly someone was breaking into their apartment to play pranks on them. So, in order to check if this indeed was the case, Deirdre and Laura began leaving marks around the windows and doors.
So it was nobody. So it was no paper, no pen. It was no paper, no pen, and then now is the thought of someone pranking you, of someone uh behind the whole scheme of it. And then now you doubting the doll. Now you, it's like she could take it like, then this is some major disrespect like that. Oh, so now you don't believe in me? Oh, now you think that it's a person behind what I do. Oh, now you disrespect it. Like now it's not for real, for real. Now you still doubt that it's someone else behind it. So then now you try to like move the furniture and you know what I'm saying, leave marks in the window, doors and stuff. And you try like put things in certain places, you know what I'm saying? Because if someone is around the house, you know this is gonna move and type of thing, right? So then now you still not believing that she's being for real. Which it could be taken as a sign of disrespect. Oh, now you playing with me. Ah, okay, I get it. Yeah, I think it's really not much understanding from these people. Like I don't know. So some people they want to act total ignorant. Like I don't know why. It just people try to self psyche themselves to self ignorance. Like you know in the back of the head what you're doing. Like you must know, dude. You should know in the back of your head what's going on, what you're facing, what you're dealing with, and then I still don't understand how some people could find themselves in certain situations, right? That it don't make no sense for them to go through that, or even hearing the story. Because if you actually care and break the story down, it's like, hold on, uh, this story it didn't even have to be like that, because this is a possible way of understanding of the whole situation that probably this whole thing would have got resolved in a whole different way. Big shout out. But if it got resolved in a whole different way, we wouldn't be talking about it at this day today, which is content. I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share the content. Let's continue.
Marks that, if disturbed, would show later on. They also rearranged their furniture in an effort to ensure that if anyone was entering their apartment unannounced, that they would leave a trace. But again, later that night, upon their return from their studies, none of the furniture had been disturbed, nor had any of their marks. Yet, the doll had moved rooms. Frightened and perplexed at this point, the trio tried to come up with some potential solutions. But as they individually gave them thought, day in,
I don't know if y'all could see. I don't know if this was done purposely, but can you see this doll crying? I don't know if you could see it, but if you pay attention, It looks like this doll was crying. Is it the possibility of having knowledge behind closed doors of Annabelle at some point crying during her story? And if indeed is any type of crying of Annabelle in her story, why it has not been shared? Why a emotional Annabelle, it wouldn't be allowed on her story? Because why? It wouldn't be that scary? Because we all know that we have seen statues cry before. We have seen walls cry. You know what I mean? It's certain things that it's being found being scams, but it's certain other things that it being found like is no way is x-rays and stuff done to this thing, and we just can't figure it out how this statue is actually crying. So it's a great possibility that a doll at some point would have cried too. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Thank you for your company. Very appreciate it. I know I'm not talking to myself. I know I'm not talking to myself. But you could see that this doll is crying. So if they put this in this documentary, it gave me to understand that it's sometimes in the background as we talking about what we talking about, it goes full circle to understand that at some point was frustration and pain from Annabelle. It's not far-fetched to say that, in my opinion, if this doll was able to do everything that in the story is being said that she did, it's not far-fetched to think that this doll at some point would have the capability to cry. It's not far-fetched to think that way. And we have to give the benefit of the doubt and respect to the spirit. Okay? And we can we say help us to be too stuck inside, debatable for sure. Yes. Yes. Again, is that connection of one spirit with all the rest. Is you know what I mean? Is you know that a spirit has direct connection and interaction with other spirits, and the spirit don't have to move from where it's at. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but in my understanding, spirits, one spirit is considered as all, as in full, as in total of all of us in the spiritual world. Let me know if it makes sense to you, Amy Conway, or if I have to elaborate a little bit more about it, which again, the topic is an amazing topic, and it's great to talk about it. Because it's something new for me to talk about, and you know, I know a little bit about the spiritual, you know what I mean, just again the little bit that I have learned with the experience in life and whatnot. And again, this is all, we could all agree and disagree. We don't have to agree at all. And again, but I want to really develop the conversation out of food for thought. You know what I mean? It's always good to sometimes just have different type of topics, and you know, extend the your you reach, extend your reach, and just try to be more incomplete and in total as a content creator. You know what I mean? It's a lot of capabilities, a lot of skills that getting unlocked and developed while you practicing, while you performing, while you having in the middle of a live stream as we are right now. You know, it's a lot of skills that gets developed as you speak, as you perform. It's a lot of interaction, energy back and forward, which I learn every day as I do my work here, which I appreciate your presence though. Thank you so much. Very appreciate Amy Conway. But yes, it's not far fetched to think that a doll, if he had the capabilities to do everything that is in the story, it's not far-fetched to think that at some point some kind of uh emotional tears coming out of the doll. It's not far-fetched to think that, though. You know what I'm saying? Again, I think that between the interaction of her and the owner, I think, and again, and I repeat, is my opinion, that Cal, Annabelle's owner did not knew what she was actually facing. Like, sometimes some humans, like, they desire a thought, like they want to know, again, curiosity, right? But sometimes they don't know how to respect the curiosity, and they don't know how to give the space and the proper opportunity to have a proper exchange of interaction with this energy that is unknown. You have to explore those situations, like, with very careful force. Like, you have to be very gentle sometimes. You can just act like, you almighty and all this other stuff. Yeah, God protect you. You better watch your ass. You better be careful. Again, nothing happens in earth that God doesn't allow, but that could come and bite your ass. Again, it's all about having the proper understanding of of dark energies, the good, the bad. When you feel the presence, you goosebumps, that, when you understand and give you the confirmation that, for a fact, that, it's a presence, instead of you ignore it and not give it the respect, and you have to approach Jesus and be like, Jesus, in your name, Jesus, just make this presence that I don't feel comfortable with get to the where it needs to go. Let them find their route to where they need to go to heaven. In the name of Jesus, please let them find a way to get to heaven. Amen. From the heart. That's how you show respect, in my opinion. And that's how you might resolve a situation that you don't have to deal with. Let's continue.
And day out, the doll would continue to move on its own accord, positions and places. One day, the three would return yet again, as per their routine, to find the doll yet again in another part of the apartment. But this time, there was something different. This time, they found it sat with some kind of liquid on its hands. Upon
Hold on. Did he say sad? Hold on. Did he say sad? What he just said?
sat with some kind in another part of the apartment.
What he said?
But this time, there was something different. This time, they found it sat with some kind of liquid on its hands.
Oh, she was sitting. He said she was sat, like she was sitting down. Or he said that she's sad. Hold on. I need to hear this. I heard the volume up. Yeah. Hold on. What he said?
But this time, there was something different. This time, they found it sat with some kind of liquid on its hands.
Oh, she was sitting. They found her sad, like she was sat down, right? Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But we had liquid on her hands. Talk to me.
Upon a closer look, they were even more frightened, because the liquid appeared to be blood. And this blood was all over the doll's hands, as well as 3 distinct dots of blood were also on its chest.
All right. All right. Cut it out for a second. The shit just got real. So shit went left to a point shit went left to a point that she literally had to go and hurt some. But what did it happen? Like for that to happen, you feel what I'm saying? Like, okay, something went left to get there. Like, are we thinking the same? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, if you disagree with me to the 100%, it's only a few of y'all here. Feel free to disagree. If you think that I'm not, you know, like if I'm missing the point, let me know. Okay. Could be the way a child. It could be the way the child passed. Okay, so would that be a form of expression of what happened to her? Is that what you're telling me, Amy? Correct me if I got it right. Would it be Annabelle showing a form of expression of how she died? Like letting you know, like, yo, this is what happened to me though. This is how I died. Like, just to let you know. Yes, from the past, reliving to show. And again, it goes back to, no, I respect that though. And you creating food for thought. And you got me here thinking. And I appreciate the conversation. So it's a reliving. It is is it in the story? Is it in the story? Did she hurt someone? Did she, I mean, I'm talking about at this point. Like did this mean that she hurt someone or a pet? Let's listen to this real quick. I replay it back real quick. Hold on. Let's listen to this. I wanna hear to where it got to where it gets to.
Terrified, the three sat in the living room and tried to figure out some kind of game plan on how to handle the paranormal situation they found themselves in. Deidre would grab a phone book from the cupboard and begin flicking through the pages as the group talked. One of her fingers would finally rest on a psychic medium's number. During the brief
Okay, hold on. So that tells me that they never got to the bottom of it. How? How you would have not got to the bottom of, like, okay, you found a doll with blood. You didn't found, like, you wasn't curious to know, like, from where the blood came from. Then you check around, like, like, did anyone from your neighbors die right around the time the doll had blood on her? Did anyone, again, my point here is, like, if you find your doll with blood on her hands and blood on her chest, and then you hear the next door your neighbor die, and it was in a bloody way, won't you think that, I think this dog just killed someone? And if that indeed did occur, if we're gonna, like, go with the story and whatnot, why the cops will not inform? Won't you think, like, I don't know. Like if right, when you realize this doll has blood on her, right, you didn't heard nowhere of anyone around, your neighbors or anyone around that block, out of a sudden dying in a bloody way. Again, is weird to me because again, it's like Amy Conway say. It's like Amy Conway say. Is because again, we goes back to the tears. Because if this entity in this doll, right, this spirit has the capability and the power to express himself to a point of crying, so it generates tears, right? I think in the same way that it gets the power and the ability to do that, in the same way it will produce blood. And I agree with Amy Conway on that shape of form. Because if a dog could create tears, it could create blood also. Again, I don't know if that blood, the again, it is in the spiritual form, but then if the blood it gets collected, I don't know how that goes about getting to a DNA uh, search to it or whatnot. If that particular blood of this spiritual entity would track back to any DNA of someone and whatnot, and that way you get to know what's the spirit inside of this person. If that spirit could be DNA, the DNA of these phenomenon could be tracked back to a human. Would that make sense? Sometimes Amy Conway says sometimes spirits stay in the how they pass stuck. Indeed, indeed, I agree. It has happened though. Is It's very, it's not new. This is something like for the years and years and years. It's like, it's called, get stuck in limbo. You just, uh they in a way they pass, especially if they were not ready for it. Amy, if they were, if it was not their time to go, if it was not their time to be, if it was not their time to transition. Because again, destiny is destiny, right? But just because destiny is destiny don't mean that you was ready to go. And not being ready to go, and in the way you pass, it's levels of spiritual trauma. Is a soul, a spirit, it'll feel, it'll suffer, it'll pain in the way they pass. You know what I mean? So yes, I totally agree with you in that take. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Thank you so much for that great conversation, which I'm pleased to please. Thank you, and I appreciate you for the conversation. This is good. This is good. Amy Conway say souls not healed, yes, past in a traumatic way. Yes, totally agree. And he's, I have heard it like even from my grandma. Um, Amy, is called alma en pena. In Spanish is on alma en pena. Souls in pain. That's real. And again, and when you see situations like that, a prayer, and they always go back full circle to a heartfelt prayer, might be the way to go. Big shout out to Amy Conway. Thank you so much. Let's continue.
Call, they would explain that they had been experiencing ghostly type activity within their apartment, but they did not inform her about the doll specifically. She would arrive the following day to see what she could do to help. As she walked through the apartment, she began to explain to Laura and Deirdre about the spirits she felt had inhabited the building. The ladies would eventually make their way to Deirdre's room, where the doll currently sat. They asked what the medium felt in regards to the doll. Upon examining it, she said she felt a strong presence surrounding the object, but informed the two that she would need to conduct a seance around it in order to discover more information. So, a seance was agreed to. As the ritual was conducted around the doll, the medium began to divulge information to Laura and Deirdre. She claimed that she had channeled the spirit of a 7-year-old little girl named Annabelle Higgins.
Rest in peace, Annabelle Higgins. Rest in peace, Annabelle Higgins. So that's her full name, Annabelle Higgins. 7-year-old spirit, to recognize that she's a spirit and deal with the spiritual things in interaction with humans. I mean, I think that you could tell that a young spirit, it will always found it always gonna try to find affection, always gonna try to find attention. A young spirit is still very young, very happy, very active, but sad at the same time. Because I think we all face reality, right, at some point, and about our situations and whatnot. And I think at some point, a spirit is all will understand, like, what's the whole purpose of, what I mean? Because after you die, all the secrets are being told to you, like after you die, you know everything. You know what I mean? Like whatever you did not know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're fully aware of what it is, but at the same time, it's like it's up to you to be pleased or not with it. And it's some spirits that, again, like Amy said, they don't agree, like they just don't want to be, and it wasn't their time. Amy Khan would say, I learned on Ghost Adventures that sometimes demons use children's spirits. But you see, um, true, true. But then now it comes to the demonic side of things, of showing to a medium as a child to hide their real intentions, to hide and sneak, attack you when you're weak. It's always a gamble, in my opinion. It's always a gamble. Because then if we're gonna say that a demon would come as a child to deceive you, right? In the same way that now we could say there is actually a chance and a possibility that is actually a young little child spirit, just looking for help, looking for a way home, looking for a way to heaven. Like it's like, if we're gonna think that, we have to also give the in my opinion, the benefit of the doubt of us as humans, in our hearts, having some kind of understanding about it. And if you do have the opportunity to identify a child spirit, automatically you should know that a prayer is mandatory. A prayer, a guidance, an understanding, like, listen, I understand. Me as a human, I get it. I'm here for you. Let me help. it's okay. And even though if that child spirit that you interacting with, or through prayer you interacting with, is actually a demon doing for a demon as what would you do for a child spirit, it might send that demon back to hell. It might leave you alone, might not find a way to heaven. It will, it might, I don't know. But you will not know if you don't pray for that demon in the same way you will pray for a child spirit. We could agree and disagree. I don't know your thoughts, but if you ask me, if you're gonna pray for a good spirit to find their way to heaven, why won't we pray for a demon to see if God forgive them, and that demon find a way to be back as spirit and find a way to heaven some way somehow by the miracle, grace, and glory of Lord Jesus Christ. Do you believe? Again, it goes back to believe. How hard, how solid is your belief on your creator? Do you believe? Do you believe or don't you believe? And if you believe, how much, how far you thoughts go to believe that God could do anything that he think is right. And proudly through your prayer and your heart to it and your intention of actually helping a demon to transform and get back to heaven, you don't know if that would have happened if you don't try. Let's continue.
She said that Annabelle used to play in the area long before the houses and apartment buildings were there, back when all that existed were fields. Many innocent and happy hours were passed here until suddenly they ended. Annabelle was confused as to what had happened to her, to which the medium interpreted to be her death. And since her death, the child had wandered the place she was the happiest, the fields.
Ain't that right there by itself? Just you listening to that. Don't it give you a bottom line of how everything started? That was the place that she felt the most peaceful. And that's why she was always in that field. And due to they built this building, this apartment complex building, that's why her presence was there, and that's why the building ended up being haunted, and she found a way to get to Annabelle for their attention. Again, she felt the most peaceful in that area. So it's hard to think that that spirit would be looking for like I don't see bad intentions of her presence being there. Yes, prayers always overpowers evil. And again, if God forgave us, won't he forgive a demon? Think about that. And yes, so sad. It's really sad. It is though. It is, and again, it's a good topic. It's a good conversation because it connects us back to the spiritual side of things. I mean, sometimes conversations like this about Annabelle, right? I think it gets people closer, and those that don't know about the topic and stuff, and they listening to me and you having this conversation in this live stream. The people that will come around and listen to the conversation, they might end up either agreeing, disagreeing, or connecting or not connecting with the topic. Because I think every human has had some paranormal, spiritual interaction at some point. You know what I mean? It's very hard to not think that. In my opinion, every human had some way somehow experienced some kind of paranormal thing. I think that's just part of the connection between humans and the other side. Correct me if I'm wrong anyway, but I think topics like this, it does help people to connect with the spiritual side of things, and it instigate and creates and tease uh, humans to have that one conversation that sometimes is hard to have because a lot of people think that it's very tabooish. When, let's say, like in my case, I'm Christian, I consider myself a Christian, a rebellious Christian, but I'm Christian. You know what I mean? I believe in Lord Jesus Christ. You like it, don't like me. You like me, don't like me. However you see me, whatever you think about me, I believe in Lord Jesus Christ. It is what it is. I'm a sinner, and you a sinner. We all sinners, right? So we only looking for being better every day. Every day as a human being, you wake up. The only thing that you should do as a human is try to be a better person, have better quality of life, and that's point blank. Period. But at the same time, while you human and you basing yourself on the regular type take things of day by day and type of things, we have to recognize that there is a connection that we have with the spiritual side. Especially everyone that it has a grandma that they love or a mother that they love and they pass away. Like if you have loved ones that they pass away, and I think that at some point, you do to believe that you had some kind of interaction with that loved one at some point after they were dead. You know what I mean? It's a lot of situations that are it being spoke about in stories out there, within my own family and whatnot. There is some paranormal situations of loved ones still being within our presence, and the only reason why they have not found their way to heaven is just because they just want to stay around. They just want some way somehow, they just want to help. And again, a lot of Latino families, a lot of Puerto Rican families, South American, um Latino community, Hispanic, again, even in Spain, like is that culture of connection with the other side. And especially when you love and miss your loved ones, I don't know if that same energy keep, though. Some people like to keep spirits around. I see it like that. Sometimes you miss your grandma so much that sometimes you are selfish and you don't pray for that spirit to go to heaven. I don't know. Probably some people have gone through that. A loved one passed away, and you love them so much. You understand their presence around you. Yeah, you get your confirmations of, yes, his grandma or whatnot. But then the love for that thought, I think that some people wouldn't take the right decisions, and some people would try to keep that thought in their mind instead of actually resolve the situation with love and understanding that you should know that spirit, if you believe that is your grandma's, you should pray for her to find her way to heaven and not keep her around, because it was her time to go. And if you love them like you say you do, you want them to find their way to heaven. So it's very important for people sometimes to detach themselves from some spirits from loved ones and give them a good prayer, give them a good love, give them a good understanding, give them a good closure. So they found their way. Un buen Padre Nuestro y un buen Ave María y pa'lante pa' allá. Saludos, big shout out.
Once the apartments were built upon them, the halls quickly became a lonely place for her to haunt. With the lifestyles of most modern people requiring work most of the time, this meant that Annabelle had no one to play with. But then, one day, two young women brought with them a playful-looking doll. Finally, she had something to play with again, and more so, she had the comfort of two young women who she believed would be more empathetic and accepting of her and would allow her to play with them. Through the vessel of the medium, Annabelle would ask if she could live in the doll and be with Deirdre and Laura. Touched by the young girl's story, the two women agreed, and following the seance, they would name the doll Annabelle in the young girl's honor. A truly nice gesture from the two of them. However, upon agreeing to have Annabelle inhabit the doll and stay with them, is when the haunting truly began. Convinced.
So, in other words, they had the opportunity to pray for Annabelle, especially having those gifts and having the power that it seems that they have, right? They had the opportunity to help Annabelle to find a way to heaven, and they end up being so selfish that they allow the spirit to possess the doll. I think that just self-destruction. Like, if you ask me, I don't know why some humans, they just like to self-destruct and not get to an understanding that you must not play with the macabre, you must not play with the occult, you must not play with the dark. You If you play with fire, you might get burned. You hear me?
Now that they were sharing a space with Annabelle, they began to treat the doll as a living, breathing person. It was no longer a lifeless toy, but the young and lonely little girl. Regardless of the two ladies' compassion, Cal was not so convinced. He sensed that something was very off in regards to this entire situation and believed that no good would come of it. Days in makes every.
So that just tells you right there. That tells you right there that you shouldn't take in the decision. That should have told you right there that you should have not taken the decision of allow this whole witchcraft, this whole entering the doll's body happening. I just needed to have that spirit just pray and find a way for her to just get to heaven and find peace. That was the first mistake. The confirmation was that you felt the darkness and you felt how bad it was about to get. This story of Annabelle is incredible. I think we're gonna have a part 2 of this. We're gonna have tomorrow the No Jumper show. We're gonna be talking about Adam 22 and everything that is going on with the No Jumper show. The drama and everything that it might happen soon. And also, I think we're gonna keep talking about different topics, but we're definitely gonna have a part 2 of this conversation of Annabelle, because I think that we have something here. I think we could create a conversation with the community that everybody take part of it. And I think this is like for the first live stream about it. I think we did very good. We got pretty good engagement. We have great conversation, a good showing. I want to appreciate Emmy Conway and thank you so much for everything that she does for this channel. Thank you so much for the conversations and everything that you do. I think that we're gonna leave it here for today, so like that we able to have a part 2 in this conversation of Annabelle the doll and her handler, Dan Rivera. I think that at the end of the day, we're gonna develop the conversation, and we're gonna put two and two together, and the whole story gonna make sense. We're gonna go full circle completely to it. Big shout out to everyone that was here in the live stream. Amy Conway, I want to shout everyone. I want to shout out Skid. I want to shout out Debbie. I want to shout out Echoes of Clarity, Trisha. Thank you so much for coming and spend time with us. Big shout out to Crystal Amber. Thank you so much for passing by. Happy belated birthday. Big shout out to everyone that came by. Thank you so much for your support, for your love, for your conversations. And we're gonna leave it here. So like that, we have a part two pretty soon. We're gonna schedule it, and we're gonna have conversations about it. Hopefully you be here so we can have a more conversations about Annabelle. Thank you so much for everyone. I appreciate, and as always, believe in yourself because I believe in you. If I did it, you could do it too. I ain't nothing special. I believe that you're gonna take the best decisions in your life for yourself and for everyone around you. As always, your favorite brother, your mother's favorite son, the black sheep, Jrod on point. Big shout out to Amy Conway and everyone that participated on the chat tonight. The conversation, it was great and amazing. And please be back here tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about No Jumper and Adam 22 and all these wilding situations that they got going on over there. Hopefully we could have Stino. Big shout out to Tough Stino. Hopefully we could have him here tomorrow, probably on the phone, and we'll figure it out. Big shout out to Tostino on the Republic, the Cloud Team Max 5000. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everyone. Thank you so much, in Conway. And actually, we're gonna leave you out with your favorite song. My favorite song. You so sexy. Have a good morning, have a good day, have a good night. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Let's get it.
What?